Record. Welcome, Reckless Wanderers. This is Robert here, and this is a very late video for 3.17 and what I've been up to. And I'm gonna just jump into a map to hopefully show you, and then we'll talk about some stuff. So wait a minute, I do not want Maven, so let's actually switch over to this, and let's also run Alva because it's fun. Yeah, as you can see, like, one thing that's definitely a little bit different, but that's really only just for the purpose of this video, then I'm gonna switch back, is that I'm running on controller since the controller support has been out. Because I wanted to try it out, and I was fairly excited when this happened, because I just knew that the pickup radius, for example, added a lot of quality and of life, and it's a lot less strain on the hands as such. Because especially when things are getting hectic, and I tend to play long sessions, not take breaks, the things that you're not supposed to do, then my hands get strained, and that happens less often with controllers. And since I'm playing a build where you don't need to aim anything, because it's like righteous fire, it's fairly easy to actually play the build on controller, and it's fairly straightforward to go through the stuff. How do I... actually haven't done an incursion, so so there we go. So let's do this. Let's maybe let you go in there, and yes. So, however, while this is like super chill for mapping, if you're basically don't want to be stressed and just do a bunch of chill maps, then this is great. But if you're in a stressful situation, like in an incursion, for example, then controller doesn't feel so great, especially not if you want to aim at stuff. So I'm using Fire Trap as my single target, which turns out really great, but with the controller aim, not so much. I mean, you kinda can do it a little bit, but it's awkward. Looting is super fun though, because the pickup radius is just bonkers. Actually trying to find a big pile of loot to properly demonstrate this. Also, yeah, sorry, this video might be very rambly. So, oh my goodness. Because this is a very pack size heavy map, and I might not see what's going on, and I might lose the thread of conversation that I was carefully planning out before starting the video. So my brain is a little bit like this map, pretty much all over the place. So yeah, there's that. But this is a perfect thing, right? Like if you have a situation like this, actually let's maybe quiet them up. Then on mouse and keyboard, and let's quiet this up. On mouse and keyboard, this is a pain in the butt. But here, you basically just stand next to a loot pile and do this. I mean, okay, it now picked up this one weird item that I don't want it, but apart from that, isn't that great? Just standing there, pressing one button, and it like picks all of this up without you moving, and without the camera like being all mushed up and stuff, and you moving left and right. Why can't we have this on the normal layout? It's so great. I mean, now that you introduced this to PC GGG, can you please just give us this? I mean, what's the point of not giving us this to keyboard and mouse users? Come on. Yeah, other things. I guess we have, or they have this because other things are a little bit more clunky. For example, if I want to interact with the shrine, I don't see the mods straight away. I actually have to select it first, and then click them. So that's a bit awkward. And also, yeah, other League mechanics like Blight are really, really hard to do in my opinion. Or I just don't have enough practice for it, really. So yeah, it's really just something for... I ran stressful content, I want to chill out for a bit, and maybe I want to... yeah, run some maps on controller, laid back on the couch. For that, it's actually great. Other great things, like if you go to the inventory, you just open the portal, click this thing again, and you're in the hideout. That's also super awesome. Also, here, selling items, super easy, because you just click here, sell items, and then the best thing, you have one button for identify. You identify, and then you see, ah, it's shit, okay, let's sell it. And you can just do this, and it's just so much more comfortable than the other stuff. Then again, putting things into your inventory really only works when you have stash tab affinities, and it's a lot slower than on keyboard and mouse. And also, I really don't know why I picked this up. On the flip side, if you just want to quickly, let's say, craft a map, this is kind of sort of horrible, because you have to go here first, then select this, which is a lot slower than on keyboard and mouse. So let's actually go and pick up another fields, transfer this over. Then if we craft this, then we are here, then we have to go all the way back here and then apply, and let's say, okay, this has a mod that I really don't want, the 43 extra SES, then I want to scour it again, and I mean, you can maybe put it there and craft a map there, but this is kind of also horrible. So not a huge fan of that. So that's why maybe I just do this with if I just want to, again, if I want to relax and don't stress about content and I just want to farm some maps, maybe I switch over to controller and run maps there. Or for leveling, maybe it might be okay. If you don't have to switch out your gear a lot, then this might also be cool. But in other instances, I guess I will stick to keyboard and mouse and just hope, just pray. Ah yeah, also the layout is completely different. That's also slightly annoying that you have to remap all of this every time you do that. Wait, what did I have on one? Wait, I actually now don't remember what I had here. 2 was Fire Trap, 3 was Infernal Cry, this was this. Okay, I think I'm back to normal. So yeah, there's that. So that's the whole controller shenanigans. Let's talk a little bit about what I've been up to in terms of progression and stuff and builds I've played. So I started out with, and that was an absolute mistake, with a Rupture Deadeye. Did basically Taki's build, or not Taki's build, but the build that he wanted to start out with, because I also looked into this previously, saw some really promising videos on this, and haven't played a bow character in ages, and I felt like damage over time and emphasis on bossing sounded really good, but then I realized that the character basically has absolutely dog clear even with the explode setup, with the gloves, with the hemophilia gloves. So I barely got into red maps with that, and then pretty much switched away from it. Then I wanted to revive. I thought, okay, my Fireball Chieftain was really cool. It was the first character I killed Awakener with. It can definitely boss. It has a lot of sustain. It has a lot of leech. It has a lot of regeneration. And I thought, like, fire stuff is maybe good against one of the pinnacle bosses, so I'll do that. So I started leveling it, loved Fireball all the way through into red maps, and then again it started falling off, because, yeah, they buffed all the spells and Fireball has massive hit damage, but if you actually want to play a dot build with it, it's not so great. I then respected slightly, went from Fireball into Fire Trap. So then I played a Fire Trap Chieftain. With the Fire Trap Chieftain, I then killed the 4 Pinnacle bosses, basically, and worked my way all the way up until Maven. I never actually fought Maven, so not defeated, but I actually never entered a Maven fight whatsoever. I haven't done this because in the last couple of leagues I never had like a good boss killer. I only had like decent mappers, and I never felt like I can actually handle Maven. But this league I wanted to do it because I felt really good with the Pinnacle bosses. I thought they were dying relatively quickly, which is like no surprise because compared to Maven they're actually really easy. And yeah, went into the Maven fight with the Fire Trapper. The Fire Trapper was level 95 at that time. Had like 6.5k EHP maybe, and had 1.5 million single target DPS, which isn't much, but I thought it would be enough for me. But oh boy, was I wrong. I had 600 kills at that time, and I just bought. So I collected the first Maven set myself. Got all the way to the 3rd phase, but I completely mismanaged the arena and had like void puddles all over the place. And then in the final phase, she basically a cascade of pained me to death. And that's that. Then I tried it 4 other times. So in total, I did 5 Maven fights on the Fire Trap Chieftain, and all of them were very disastrous, and I felt really bad. And then I re-rolled Righteous Fire Inquisitor because I knew the damage on this, as you can see, is not amazing. This T16 boss should fall over fairly quickly, but actually stands their ground. But it has like Omega Pox sustain, so with this I can actually just stand in a cascade of pain from Maven and don't give a crap. I also can actually accidentally miss 1 or 2 puddles and not care, because I can just walk out of the puddle and regen back up again. So that's what I did. Leveled the Righteous Fire character. Was the fastest leveling I ever had. I went into maps within 5 hours and 30 minutes, 5.5 hours, which for me is very fast. And yeah, went to level 95 in a total of 15 hours, and then went against Maven also as soon as I dinged 96, I believe. And yeah, did it on the first try. It was very hectic. I did not do it deathless. I died 3 times, mostly against the degen thing. So I had a chaos damage boss in the boss phase when she spawns the map bosses, and I have minus 37 chaos resistance, which is like the total weak point of this build, but I couldn't squeeze any more money out of, or I didn't have the currency left to buy better gear that gives me better chaos resistance. Most of the gear, as you know, I try to craft it myself, so I really don't like just buying perfect gear. To get this build started, however, I needed, actually let's use Echoist. I needed some things to get started. So I leveled everything first with simple, just the most basic items. So a replica soul tether, which was 2x at the time, and a elder helmet with burn damage and a bit of life. So these were the basics, and then I got a Sapphir's Frame. So basically, what I had to purchase was the helmet, a Sapphir's Frame, and Legacy of the Fury, obviously, and no, that's it. Everything else was basically self-crafted, including the chest piece, which I'm super happy with. Yeah, and then as I advanced higher up, I then switched from Sappho's Frame into Aegis of Aurora. Got myself a Melting of the Flesh, and I'm now sitting at the beautiful 90% all res, but with a downside because I had to get the ally resistance on the other gear pieces, and I don't have any resistance on the helmet, unfortunately. I have a negative 37 chaos res, so that's a bummer. Yeah. For the other gear, I have mediocre gloss with the dot multi. The belt is not even an Elder belt, and it doesn't have the catalysts on, so that is an improvement. For the amulet, not the best, it's an Ashes of the Stars, but it gets me further than any rare amulet that I have. I have okay-ish rings with mostly resistances, but this one also has some damage on. And the scepter is a multi-modded scepter. It's not the best. I'm actually missing a damage over time mod on there, but this was the best scepter I could craft. And yeah, the belt is like mostly resistances, armor, and then a jewel with life and dex, and also resistances because I need them. POB for this will be in the video description. As always, I will also put a link to Pox's video and to his spreadsheet, because this is entirely his build. There's like no ingenuity going into this from my side. Also, I kind of don't know what to round this off here. I'm not really going for recipes anymore. I kind of got not bored of Archnemesis. Actually, I still want to do it. But lately I just wanted to make sure I boss as much as possible, because this build actually allows me to learn... Let's do a Tree and Taunt, just for the sake of fun. Learn boss mechanics, because the build is kind of forgiving. And now controller pickup would be really nice, because I can't... Like, on controller I would press just one button and everything would be picked up, but here on PC with crappy pickup radius you can't pick up anything because you keep running around like a headless chicken. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I wanted to boss, and that's what I did. So I have, after we pick everything up, we can take a look at my Atlas screen. I have all Void Stones now, obviously the two from the story bosses, more or less. Uber Elder, I actually killed that one with my Fire Trapper still. And then Maven's Void Stone from killing the Maven. And in my Atlas passive tree, I'm still spec'd into Betrayal, because I'm running that for mostly XP, because I try to get as high level as possible with this character. I have a lot of Alva stuff at the moment, because again, also XP. I have the Abyss nodes, and I have the Strongbox nodes, and lately I spec'd into Conquerors, Guardians, and also Maven, and got quite a lot of profit out of that, due to the fact that you drop like Conqueror's Exalted Orbs here and there, and Maven Orb and Awakener Orb and all these shenanigans. They sell really well, and with that, what I've been doing is I pretty much run all, so map sustain, not a problem, 245 tier 16s. Have like a wide variety of favorited maps. I'm only missing like one slot from the Fiat, which I don't think this build can do. Did everything else on here except the Forgotten, because I can't find the rewritten Distant Memory. I should probably just buy it and then do it. Yeah, I did Formed, Fiat, Hidden, and Elder Slayers. Fiat, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Buddy of mine tried it with a really juicy and very expensive animate weapon build with CI, and like, I don't know, upwards of 15 million single target DPS. So that's probably I would say 5 times the amount of damage that I have. maybe even more. So yeah, and he also couldn't get it done. So I'm really not sure if I want to make that investment. But maybe I should try it, just for the sake of having tried it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And with that rambling out of the way, no, cancel. I thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you have any suggestions, what else to try, what else funny to try, let me know. With that, we gamble on a bunch of stacked decks. We're 10 times incubator, that's kind of nice, but everything else is not great. Have a great day, everyone, and see you soon in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, because that's going to be the next thing that I will be playing, which comes out next week. So no Path of Exile content for a while. See you in the Wonderlands. Bye bye.